Life has been knocking really hard lately. So don't grow. It's a trap. Adulthood, they say, is a scam. Hey guys, my name is Iswa Lemuel. I'm a digital content creator, a spoken word artist, and many other things. In brackets, the creator's creative. And for this series of podcasts, we're going to be talking about adulthood. What does this word actually entail? We are going to be digging deep to know what is this thing people have been screaming. It's a scam. What is this thing people have been proclaiming that we should not meet up with? And yeah, to keep it simple, the dictionary definition of adulthood, it's a state or a condition of physical and psychological maturity. Now, note two things there: physical and psychological maturity, not physical or psychological maturity, because most of the times we tend to see people who meet one part of the equation, which is just physical maturity, and on the other end, they don't meet the psychological maturity part, and they call themselves adults. I did a survey and I asked few people on my contact list what comes to their mind when they hear the word adulthood. And you could check their responses on Facebook and Instagram, and also share your thoughts on what you think about the word adulthood. Now, most of them gave the responsibility. And I choose to agree. If we're going to go with that, if we're going to say adulthood is an onion ball, then first layer, I would say, is responsibility. That's what differentiates a child and an adult. One is able to respond, has the ability to respond, while the other one just reacts most of the time. Now, I'm not saying as an adult you don't have the permission to react, but you don't just stop at reacting. It's that you are now responsible, either knowingly or unknowingly. I think that's one of the things Anna Mom said, and she said, you're now responsible, whether knowingly or unknowingly. Yeah, moving further to that, when we're talking about responsibility, I think there's more like a definition to it as an obligation to do something that is right, and also own up for the consequences for every action that you're making. If we're talking about responsibility, there's no way we'll talk about responsibility without choices, or rather we can call it decisions. There's a thing that goes that we are the sum total of every decision we make or we do not make. And that's the truth. When we see someone is responsible or is irresponsible, it's because of the decision that person has decided to make or not to make. And every moment of our life, we get to make those choices, and we are expected to make the right choices. And whether we like it or not, every choice we make is sponsored by our mindset. It's sponsored by something that we know or we don't know. So if we look at it now, if we look at our definition, it's now more like a loop. Physical and psychological maturity. Psychology, that's the way one thinks, and that's what makes an adult. That's what makes you an adult, the way you're able to think. And for you to be able to think well is that you are making sure that everything that is coming into your mind, everything you are allowing into the, let me call it, windows or spaces of your mind now, is supposedly meant to be the right thing, right? Because there are, in our next podcast we'll be talking about it, there are three major sources of will I call it informations now that kind of shaping our mindset as adults. One of which is the world system. The second is family expectations, which you could also tie to culture, and the third is also the creator's expectation. These three things are things that could shape our mindset in order to make decisions, whether you like it or not. These three things are governing the decisions you are making, and from the decisions you are making, it's making you sure whether you are responsible or are you irresponsible. And I'll leave this question: who actually checks if you are responsible or not? Who is the judge to ask or to check if you are responsible or not? So I'll leave that to you. To wrap it up, I see adulthood as an honor that the creator has given to each and every adult to be able to make decisions that will not just affect you, but will also affect the people around and even the world. Yes, every little decision you make. And as we've said, it's like an onion ball, and the first cover we said was responsibility. The second layer is decision, and the last, which I feel is like the one of the main parts of adulthood, is your mindset. You know, sometimes you can see a baby behaving like an adult, and why you're saying that baby is behaving like an adult is basically because of the way the baby thinks or the way the baby behaves. The same way you can see an adult and you're asking yourself, but why is it behaving like this? That's because he's thinking in a certain way. And if this is an honor that God has given to us, if this something that God has given to us, a stage that God has given to us, I don't think it is a scam. I don't think God will actually allow us to go through a phase in life that's a scam. So to wrap it up, I would say adulthood is an honor that the Creator has given to each and every one of us. And I don't believe that the Creator will create a time in life whereby it's a scam, right? So since it's an honor that every decision you get to make is not just affecting you, I think it's worthy of note to check what you allow into your mindset. Like part of scriptures will say, guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it comes the issues of life. So yeah, see you same time. Same time. Is it same time or same venue? But see you very soon. Yeah, on this series of podcasts, and I bet you don't want to miss the next podcast. We're going to be talking about where this mindset comes from. Like I said, these three places: from the world, from your family, also culture, and even from the Creator. Yep, so make sure you like, subscribe, share, send to someone that you love, and I think that's all for now. Whispers.